Hey everybody, it's me, Jose Segura, your SMEEA president. Welcome back to another episode of Fireside Chat with the President. So great to see you. Now, this is the Friday before Thanksgiving break, so I know you're all kind of want to rush out and get that started. So I'm glad that you stopped by and had an opportunity to watch this video or read the text of the information that is in the video, in the email this video is attached to. So anyway, thank you. So let's get started. Let's start with calendar. This is the last year of an established calendar, right? So we don't have a calendar going forward into the 22-23 year and so on. And so we got together with the district, we came up with 2 calendar options, and those calendar options are all linked in the email this video was attached to. There are 2 options, option A and option B. Both options include 2 years of calendar, 22-23 school year and the 2023-24 school year. We will be voting on this when we get back from Thanksgiving break. But for now, I want you to be able to have access to the options A and B, have a chance to take a look at them. So again, go back to the email that this video was attached to, and you will see links to option A, 22-23, 23-24, and then option B, 22-23, 23-24 individually, or there's actually one link there that will take you to all 4 different calendars. So don't forget, 2 options, options A and B, each for 2 years. We will be voting on this when we get back. And no, we don't vote on years individually, so they are a package deal. The 2 years for option A are one package, the 2 years for option B are the second package. And so this won't be the last time that you'll hear from me on this. Actually, when we get back from Thanksgiving break, I will send out another email again with all the links to all the options, and we'll do that before we actually launch an official vote on calendar for the next 2 upcoming years. All right, awesome. Time for another episode of Get to Know Your SMEEA Leader. This time, I interviewed Allison Alpa, SMEEA Treasurer. This is her first year as Treasurer, first year on the executive board. So super excited for you all to meet her. So let's go ahead and get to that interview. All right, everybody, it's me. I'm here with Allison Alpa, and she is our next SMEEA leader that we're going to interview. So how's it going, Allison?
It's great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hey, thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. So, folks want to get to know, who are you? What do you do? Who is Allison Alpa? So let's just start from the beginning, right? Okay. Who are you, and what do you do for the district?
So my name is Allison Alpa, and I'm a grade 6 teacher and have been for a while. And I teach at Tunnel School.
Awesome. Now, what do you do for SMEEA?
So for SMEEA, I'm the treasurer.
Awesome. Now, is this your first executive board role, or have you had other executive board roles in the past?
Actually, this is my first executive board role. I've had the role of being a union rep for most of my career, but this is the first time I've actually been on executive. I'm very excited about it.
And we're excited to have you. So how long have you been a SMEEA member?
Well, I came to the district in 97, sorry. And so that would be about, I think, 24 years.
Yeah, wow, good for you. So you've had a nice long run here. You're about 3 years longer in the district than I have been, just in case anybody's keeping track at home. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Your personal, are you married? Do you have a pet? Do you live in town? Are you from Santa Maria? A little bit about you.
Oh, pets. I love my pets. Well, I'll start with my husband. He's more important. Yes, I'm married. I have my wonderful husband, Chris, and he actually works here at the school as well. He's a computer tech. And we live out in the Mesa. And we do have dogs who love to run around our property all the time. Well, I have lots of hobbies I really enjoy doing. I love to garden. I have a large garden, so it gives me a great opportunity to expand my horizons that way. I love to kayak and to hike, and we have such great opportunities on the Central Coast for that. And I guess one of the things I really love to do is I love to travel. And I've been lucky enough that my older sister has been working for the airlines since a long time now, about 40-something years. And so I've been traveling with her for a long period of time. So that's always my favorite thing. And I get to do it every summer.
That's awesome. Now, are you local? Did you go to Santa Maria Bonita schools, local high schools?
Not very local. Actually, my mom and dad immigrated to Canada right before I was born. And then I was born, as my brother and sister, myself, were born in Canada. And my family is mostly back in British Columbia, Vancouver. And I came down in the States almost 30 years ago, and I started teaching. I've been back and forth. I've taught back home and I've taught here. So I moved around 97. I moved to the Central Coast, and 95 is when I went down and I got a job in the Valley, because they came up and they hired teachers up in British Columbia at that point.
Wow. Talk about recruiting. That's awesome.
Long way. I was pretty impressed with that. They went all the way up to Vancouver to recruit teachers.
That is pretty impressive. All right. Now tell us a little bit about what you do for SMEEA. Now you have a new role, you're executive board member. What is it that you do for membership?
Well, basically, it's been a great learning curve. I am the treasurer, and what that incorporates is, of course, looking at the budget and then managing how the money is reimbursed to people, how things are spent, looking at the budget, making sure that we're within our what we want that category to be, and just really understanding the categories, and doing all the work also for the state and federal taxes. That's another aspect of it, and managing the accounts. That's basically what I do.
That's awesome. And so for those folks who are watching this, just so you know, being a treasurer of a union is a super, super important role, because it matters how you spend your money, and it matters how, if you can account for every dollar that you bring in with your dues. And so that's super important. And so we really appreciate that Allison came on board this year and took on that role. Hey, Allison, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And what site are you at?
I'm at Tunnel. So if anyone has any questions, feel free. It's ALPA, and also Tunnel School. And, I'm on the learning curve as well. If I don't know the answer, I'll do very, very best to try to find the answer.
Perfect. Hey, thanks a lot, Allison. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks so much, Allison, for taking time to interview with me. I'm sure the folks appreciated hearing a little bit more about who you are and what you do to help support all the members of SMEEA across our district. The SMEEA Recognition Dinner is back. Now, those of you who haven't been here a while, maybe you don't know this, but we used to have this blowout dinner every year. It was really awesome. And for the last 2 years, we haven't had it. And you know why. But things are getting better, and events are coming back online. And so we spoke to the folks over at the Elks, where we traditionally have held this event, or at least over the last several years, and they are on board with helping us host this in the 2022 school year. So save the date. May 19th, 2022 will be the next SMEEA dinner, and we are planning for it to be an in-person event. Now, we don't have the details ironed out yet, right? So we're still talking about capacity and things like that. We're having conversations with the Elks, and the executive board will have a conversation about this also. But the event itself will happen. So I'm super, super excited to bring back this event, bring back the table decorating contest, and all the fun stuff that goes along with us taking a night to celebrate our own. And so super excited. More details to come in the new year. So listen for that. Super excited. Again, I can't even say that enough, how excited I am that we're going to bring this back. Elementary extracurricular duties. Now, this was language that was negotiated in this past cycle, and it came into effect September 8th. That's when the final ratification process occurred, right? And so what this means is that traditionally, elementaries have not had to do extracurricular duties, and extracurricular duties are hours that are specifically identified for events outside the classroom, usually student-centered events that require student supervision. In the junior high world, there was things like games and dances and stuff like that. Not sure exactly what all will be part of the elementary world, but again, it has to be student-centered activities that require student supervision, right? It can't just be adult events. Anywho, that's not happening this year. There was some confusion about whether or not it was going to occur. And in fact, some of you may have had your site administrators forcing you, asking you, telling you to sign up for these hours, but it's not happening this year. Extracurricular hours, it's 6 hours for the entire year. And by the way, that's a ceiling of 6 hours. It is not a floor. It is not a goal. It is up to 6 hours and for a year for these kind of student-centered or events that require student supervision. That is not happening this year. If there are events at your site that require student supervision, that kind of thing, then traditionally we get paid for these kind of things. And so that will still be the case, right? So this language will not be operationalized until next fall. Why? Great question. The why is because the language that we negotiated states that that the first working day of the school year, there needs to be posted a list of all of the extracurricular duties that are available for members to sign up for. Well, that could not have happened this year because we didn't ratify until September the 8th. So you can't retroactively go back and implement language prior to its ratification unless you have an agreement in place to do so, which we did not. And so again, the language for extracurricular duties for elementary is not operationalized this year. If you wait a year, it will be. So come the fall of next year, it will be. But again, that those extracurricular duties will need to be posted on the first working day back next school year. All right. If you have any questions about this, please get a hold of me. Thanks. This is a quick one. PD for me's are canceled for next week. So there's no PD for me's next week because we are going to be on a break, on a off contract break, which is awesome. So really make the most of that. So no PD for me's next week. We'll jump back into it when we get back after the Thanksgiving break. Okay, so this last bit is awesome. Jose Rodriguez, your SMEEA third vice president, knows that not everybody can make it to a school board meeting. So guess what? He's going to those virtual meetings for you. And he's taken it one step further and he's created a regular video review of these board meetings. They're called Last Week Board Meetings Tonight. If you go back to the email this video was attached to, you will see links to his most recent and also the one prior to that. So he's on his second episode of Last Week Board Meetings Tonight. What he does is he takes the highlights and he spends a little bit of time just kind of sharing that with you. His videos are 10 to 15 minutes, so they're not super long. If you can't sit through a 2 or 3 hour board meeting, I think this 10, 15 minute video is going to be right up your alley. So thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for taking the time to do this. Rodriguez does all the filming, the editing, and the writing for these things. So we're super appreciative that he's taken the time to give all of our folks, and really whoever else wants to watch, an opportunity to see what is happening at board meetings. And if you like what you see, hey, go back to the SMBSD family account in YouTube and watch the whole board meeting. You're more than welcome to do that. That's always an option, right? So there's that. So again, thanks, Mr. Rodriguez. Go back to the email this video is attached to, and you will see links to both his first and his second Last Week's Board Meeting Tonight episodes. Cool. All right, one more thing real quick is CTA Conferences and CTA Scholarships. Not going to really talk much about that, but go back to the email this video was attached to, and you will still see links to sign up for conferences. There are still going to be some in-person conferences next year, like a New Educator Weekend coming up in February, and there's also the Good Teaching Conference. And then we have CTA Scholarships, and those deadlines are coming up here pretty soon. So if you're interested in a CTA scholarship for yourself or for your child, please click on that link and take a look at all the options that are available for you all. That's it. That's all I got for this week. Have a fabulous week off next week. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Make the most of that time. Spend it with your family, your friends, your dog, or whoever it is that brings you joy. Please take the time to be there for yourself and to really kind of, do things that bring you joy. Yeah, I know some of you are going to be doing a lot of cooking, and maybe you have family from out of town who's going to be staying with you and on and on. But carve out some time for yourself, please, please, please. Okay. Good talking to you all. We'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.